Hello, I'm Jarg, and welcome back to my basic beginner's guide to Terraria. Last time we explored more of the underground, and just to give a, view of how much I've done between last episode and this one, I explored a lot. I even found another NPC down in the underground desert area. Now, in this one, we're going to be preparing and even fighting the first boss in the game, that being the Eye of Cthulhu. Now, in between episodes, I did find myself 15 life crystals, and I will be using them later. But before I worry about these, there's a couple of things that we want to get done before we try to fight the boss. One of the first things I would definitely recommend is building a battling arena. This is good not even just for fighting the boss, but just good to have in general. For a couple of events that can happen later on. Now, for an arena, an arena might be too much to really call it, as much as I would just call it movable terrain. All I really want to do is just, essentially, want to build up. What's out? Oh, the rock. Okay, just want to build up and build essentially a platform bridge out and across part of the world. I don't want to be, extremely close to, houses or trees or anything like that, but beggars can't always be choosers. And essentially this is just kind of like the main gist. The auto craft can sometimes be great, and other times not so much. Unfortunately, if I'm going to be building this, the trees won't be able to grow in this area, but that should hopefully be fine, considering all the other land I got available to me. And for the most part, this is it. This is all I really need in terms of fighting preparation. I want to put up some torches so that we can actually see what we're doing. And again, for the first boss fight against the Eye of Cthulhu, this should be more than enough. Hello there, phone going off. Let me just mute that. There should be more than enough. But I'm also very used to this game. Perhaps this, again, I'm doing this as a beginner's guide. This could be the first time you played this game, and you don't know what to expect. Perhaps you're like, oh, this can't be enough. There has to be more for me to do, more I should be doing. And depending on how you want to feel, there is more you can do, such as putting down a campfire or two, which will also not only give you light, but increase your life regen. The same thing with that heart crystal I have back at my base. That's why I was saying before, if we just craft one of them, we can always just take it down and put it someplace else. And there we go! I now have an extra 1.5 heart a second in terms of life regen. And that's not including any accessories I may find, such as this item down here, a Band of Regeneration, which, as the name implies, increases your life regeneration. Whee! But, okay, say, again, this is your first time playing. You still don't feel comfortable with that. You like the idea of life regen, but you want a little bit more than just that. Well, there's a couple of different things we can do. One thing that we're gonna want to do, if not for the first fight, possibly for stuff later on, is we want to make potions, which is something I have not actually talked about just yet. But to make potions, we're going to need glass, and to get glass, we're going to need sand, and from sand, we'll get that from a desert or an oasis. So we don't need too much, just enough to get me sorted. We head back to our base. Let me just put down... Let me put down 2, just because it's how I like doing it. Go next to our furnace. Let's turn 2 sand into 1 glass. And turn 1 glass into 2 bottles. Now if we put 1 bottle down out in the world, I like to go for 2, we can now craft potions, if we actually look right here. So using a mushroom, some gel, and 2 empty bottles, we can make 2 lesser healing potions. So let me just craft that one up real quick. However, that's obviously not the only thing we can do. If we go to crafting, and give the guide the empty bottles, he can show us everything that we can make. So the lesser healing potions Restoration, which is just a better healing potion. With a reduce? Okay, a reduced potion cooldown. Only 90 compared to 100, but okay. Star in a bottle to increase mana regen. However, there's something else I'm looking for. However, it's not in this one. But a bottle of water. How can we make that? Well, maybe if we find ourselves a little lake to jump into. Unfortunately, I don't have a little lake next to me. I could always make one. Actually, I don't even need a lake. I just need a puddle of water. If we go over this way, standing next to, or actually in the water, combined with our bottles, we can make bottled water. Let me just make all that. And Kevin. What can I do with bottled water? Well, this is something we're not getting for a long time, but we can make regeneration potions using a bottle of water, a mushroom, and day blooms. Day blooms are able to actually find out and about on the ground. Swiftness potions using blinkroot and cacti. Iron skin potions, day bloom and an iron ore, can also be lead ore, so it's not just that. Not stuck to one. Mana regeneration. There's like a bunch of different potions that we can create with this. The most important ones I would say are going to be the regeneration, the swiftness, and the iron skin. Or at the very least, the iron skin and the regeneration. Night Owl is also not a bad one to have. And I'm trying to see what else we got, but I think that's all we need to worry about for right now. Oh, and before I forget, the lesser healing potions, if we put that in here, oh, we can make decorations, but more importantly, the blue mushrooms that I was talking about before, the glowing mushrooms, can make us the healing potions, the better healing potions. I've actually found a lot of these potions just underground by exploring, and possibly you could find them too. Now, I've been talking about potions, but how do we make more potions? Well, you're going to need to get seeds. Seeds you get from different things. So, Moonglow, you get... I'm trying to think. I think this is at the swamp, but it only drops seeds if you hit it at night. Daybloom is in the forest area, but in the day. Waterleaf will only produce seeds in the desert. Well, they are found in the desert. They produce seeds when it's raining. Shiverthorn, I believe, is the same deal. Deathweed? I don't remember entirely. I know that one's found in the Corruption and the Crimson. Waterleaf, wait. Okay, that was odd. Fire Blossoms can only be gotten at specific hours of the day. I think it's like around noon. Blinkroot is completely random, just found in the underground. Mushrooms, again, another thing that we just find out in the overworld. Just go out and exploring, cut the grass. Eventually more of them should eventually grow. And yeah. But I'm still not going to say we're done yet, because... okay, we got potions, we got an arena. But maybe you didn't get the accessories that you could use. Like, maybe you didn't find Homie's Boost for the extra speed, or a cloud on a bottle for the extra jump. Can I do anything about that? As a matter of fact, you can. It's not one of my preferred hobbies in this game. As a matter of fact, it's honestly one of my least favorite things to do in the game. But if we go to crafting, we can make ourselves... where are you? A fishing rod. Now, using a fishing rod... and combining that with a net. We can use a net to catch bait like frogs, worms, butterflies, and whatnot. And using the fishing rod, we can go fishing. Through fishing, we have a chance of getting items such as crates, and inside crates that we can open up, we can get things such as a water version of Homie's Boots and a cloud in a bottle. I would mostly say look underground for these. I would mostly say go fishing for the water replicas, not replacements, replicas. If, say, you're doing a multiplayer world and you just haven't found any. Maybe you're just having bad luck getting some. Okay, but maybe you have the accessories. Maybe you're just having bad luck getting yourself, say, gold or platinum equipment. Is there anything else that I would recommend? Well, if you can try going to the underground deserts, you can find what are called desert fossils. If you use desert fossils and put them into the extractinator, let me close this door, you can get a couple of different things, just like the silt, but one thing you can get out of this is called sturdy fossil. And I'll be back to you when I get rid of this 250 pieces of fossil in my inventory. Okay, that took about a minute. But from that we can get ourselves sturdy fossils. If we go over to the guide, look at our sturdy fossils, we can make ourselves some more armor, although I need a lot more than what I need. This stuff is actually ranged armor equipment. So as we see, this stuff increases stuff such as the bow. If I can find it. Yeah, range. And are they? Where? Shuriken. Yeah, range damage. So this increases stuff like the bow and shurikens and other objects like that. You can also make yourself a magic staff using this, if you have the mana, which I currently don't. I haven't been really exploring the overworld too much. But if you're looking for an armor set, I mean, this is not a bad one. I think, though, I want to say you need to have not only 200 health, but maybe 20 defense, so I don't know if this will give you enough, because that's only, what, 13 defense? Might not be enough, but I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering things wrong. You can also craft things like throwing knives, javelins, a pickaxe, but not a bad one. So that's another thing that we can do if we're looking for an armor set. Maybe you want to be, maybe you're going to be trying to roleplay that of an actual ranger. So maybe that's something you want to do. So yeah, if you're going for a ranger set, I would go for the fossil and do that. I might get that off screen. I don't know. But okay, maybe you don't want to go for a ranger set. Maybe you want something... Maybe you want something more well-rounded. Something that can go for any set. Well, if you have a corruption biome, or if you happen to get very lucky with a corruption biome and find yourself a corrupted statue... I mentioned this back before, I think in episode 2. We can fight these guys, and they have a chance of dropping us a suit of armor. Well, armor pieces to an entire armor set. That being the ancient shadow armor. However, the odds of getting the pieces are very slim. So if you're going to come out here to try and grind for that armor set, I'm going to tell you right now, be prepared to grind. Now, one thing we could do is actually set up an arena, kind of like how I did on the other side. Just by going up. And you might think, oh man, like if it's very low odds, like finding these guys is going to take forever. And while true, yes, it will take a long time, potentially. If we can kill enough of these little guys, I say little, even though some of these guys are bigger than I am. Eventually, if we kill, I believe it is 50 of them. Hey, I actually got one of the pieces already. Nice. If we can kill enough of them, we can get what are called banners. And how they work is that with a banner, you can... Once a banner plays down, and as long as you're in the range of said banner, you will do extra damage to the enemy of said banner, but also receive less damage from said creature as well. So it does mean that as you fight them, and if you fight enough of them, you can have an easier time on defeating them. However, you can only get the effect once. So say you get a banner for killing 50 of them, and then you get another banner for killing 100, you don't get any more powerful than you already did. However, this is not a bad way of trying to grind up on, like, the rotten chunks, or just trying to get some cash. Or as I actually saw earlier, I got myself an item called a burger. You can get some food items, which also give you some buffs. I haven't been talking about those, like, food items yet, mostly because there's a better and more stable way of, that at least comes to my mind, of getting food. So I haven't been bothering to talk about it. But yes, this is another way of trying to get an armor set. Not a bad one to get. However, there is one more armor set that comes to my mind that we could technically go for. And I'm going to say right now, it is probably the most broken armor set for a good long time. However, to do that, we need to go into the underground corruption area. Not only that, but I need to talk to this guy. I want to grab some dynamite. Let me put those away for right now. Want some dynamite. I want some rope because we're going to be going down. And it's going to be a little bit dangerous down there. However, the reward we can get within the next in-game day. I hope it comes in the next in-game day. Just so I'm not having this recording going on for a good amount of time. It could be very, very useful for us. So first thing I want to do, drop down some rope. Oh, that would have been great if it actually hit the guy. Okay, down here we got some strange-looking orbs. These are the things that I'm actually coming here to look for. These are known as shadow orbs, and there's a couple of things that we can get from them. They are going to be corruption... Ooh, there we go. They're going to be corruption-specific items. And the same thing in the corruption, there are corruption-specific items. Horrible children down your spine. That doesn't sound good. However, by going down here, I got myself a gun. I wouldn't rely too much on the guns, but you do definitely need to get a gun. Mostly for something later on. But I wanted to destroy one of those right now. We could destroy another and be fine, but I only want to destroy them one at a time. I'm going to tell you right now, though, as a warning, if you destroy 3 of them, you will summon the boss of your biome. So, if I destroy 3 of them, I will be fighting the the Eater of Worlds. And if you're playing on the Crimson, you will summon the Brain of Cthulhu. Which are more difficult fights than the Eye of Cthulhu. But okay, right now, because I destroyed that orb, I'm just waiting for something to happen. However, I don't think it'll happen until the morning. So I'm going to make a cut. I'm going to be out here just trying to grab whatever I can get. Shooting stars, shadow armor pieces. And I'll be back, but before I leave, I do want to show off the use of that banner. You. Can be placed. Nearby player get a bonus against Eater of Souls. So we can just put that down. Increase the damage and defense from the following. So now... Still took about 3 hits, but I mean, some lucky hits, and we can kill them sooner. So yeah, I'll be back, hopefully, with what I'm looking for. Okay, so I did a little bit of research, because it's been a while, and the event I thought would happen has not happened. I was wondering if it changed, to unfortunately me finding out that what I thought was a guarantee is only a 50% chance of happening. So the event that I thought would happen by destroying the Shadow Orb has a 50% chance of happening whenever you destroy it. So I'm gonna try a second one and see if I can get lucky. I mean, it's a 50-50 shot, so... Although I need my TNT to do that. Oops. Screams echo around you. Item number 2. Not a bad item, but also not the one I was hoping for. The Shadow Orb. Which is a light pet, which is essentially kind of like the mining helmet I got. A pet that'll... Kind of like the mining helmet, but it doesn't give me any armor. It is a free light source, although not the brightest thing in the game. If I move over... So that's the Shadow Orb. That's me. Not a bad thing to have. The Crimson has its own variation, which is essentially a bleeding heart. And, okay, I guess I'll be back, hopefully within another 20 minutes, to see if I got the event to happen or not. Also, before I forget, while I was away, I built more rooms, and we got another NPC to join us. Because we got a gun, we got ourselves a gunsmith who would decide to show up. So if we talk to him, he can sell us bullets, he can sell us a pistol to replace that musket I got, but he can also sell us his gun, the Mini Shark. Half gun, half shark. Completely awesome. A very good item, but very pricey at 38 gold. If you really want to make sure that you are, like, truly ready, I would buy the mini shark and a bunch of bullets. With that, you'd be more than ready to go. Anyways, I'll be back, hopefully, in a few. I hope. Okay, well, it seems like I rolled the odds on both dice, and, well, I got unlucky. It seems like I'm not going to get the event that I want to happen, so let me just describe what it is. So, from destroying the orbs, you have a chance of a meteorite falling down. From my understanding, you'll know whether or not you got the event to happen at midnight after you hit the thing, after you break the orb. Usually, you can find it in the background, and after it goes down and actually hits, you will get a message. You'll know if you missed it or not if you hit the Enter key, and look over here, you can see whether or not it showed up. For example, I can see the echoes scream around me, and killing over 350 Eaters of Soul, but I don't see anything about a meteorite having landed on the planet. So, I'm not going to get the meteorite armor right now, which is a bit of a shame, as it is probably one of the best armor sets for a good long time in this game. If you are lucky enough to get it, the event to happen, I definitely recommend going to the area and mining up the meteorite. Now, to mine up meteorite, you're going to need, I believe it is a tungsten or better. I would just go for gold or platinum. As well as I would highly recommend creating an obsidian skull, using 20 pieces of obsidian that you can find in the underground. If you get that up and mine up the meteorite ore can be crafted into meteorite bars. Meteorite bars can be crafted into the meteorite suit, and the great thing to go with it, the meteorite gun. Get out of here. So with those items created, all four of them, the 3 armor pieces and the gun, you essentially have a magical item that costs nothing to use, does good damage, as well as it can hit 3 enemies before it goes away. It is a fast rate of shot, and again, it is like one of the best early game armor sets and weapons that you can get at this point in the game. The biggest requirement being 1, luck, and 2, mining up the resources. Okay, well, there is, however, one other option that we could get. Hello there, Law Gnome. I was not expecting you. There is another armor set that we could technically get, and to get it, we need to go to the underground jungle. That armor set we can get from fighting the creatures down there is known as the Ancient Cobalt Armor. Now, how that one works is that it is essentially a magic buffing armor set. I don't remember the specifics. I just know that you have a chance of getting it from fighting the enemies underground. Excuse me, I don't want to kill this guy, because this guy is actually kind of useful, and a little bit rare. But yeah, so if you're going for magic, that's another armor set we could be going for. I will not be going for it right now, for the simple fact that the underground jungle is a very dangerous place to be. Now, if I can just wait till 4:30 to show up, so that sunlight can hit this gnome. There we go! You can get that gnome to not be hidden behind a wall and come out during the day. You can get yourself a garden gnome. Said to bring good fortune and keep evil spirits away. Or at bay. He'll act as a way of increasing your luck. So, for example, as I was going for the Ancient Shadow Armor, of which I got 2 of the 3 pieces, putting him down would actually help me get more out of that. So, that's interesting. Although, he doesn't actually show up. But, okay. Something else I did while waiting for everything else to happen was I got the fossil set. So let's put this on and see what that bonus is. Also, where are I? Okay. I wanted to get these guys just so we compare their damage. So we got 10, 14, and 20. Put on this. 10, 14, hold up. 10, 14, and 21. Okay, so what do we got? A set bonus that gives us a 20% chance to not use any ammo, with a 4% increase to critical chance, 5% to range damage, and 4 to crit... Yeah, range, crit, strike. So mostly it was just an increase to my chance of critting, and a chance to not actually waste resources when we're out and about. Also, let's get rid of that shirt. Actually get a good look at this guy. Okay, so yeah, it even works on the shurikens. Every so often I'm seeing a shuriken not being wasted. Okay, so... -1 meteor armor. I'm gonna be fighting the Eye of Cthulhu tonight. Just because I feel like that is the proper thing to do. I'm only going to be fighting him, though, with my mining pants and my mining pants. I'm going to go on a worst-case scenario. Say you didn't find any homies boots. Say you didn't find a life bottle. Say you found just a couple of pieces of junk. And let's say about 140 health. Actually, you know, matter of fact, no, we won't even go for health. We'll just say you found the suspicious-looking eye and you accidentally summoned him at night. So I will meet you back. Where did I put my eyes? I will meet you back here tonight for the actual fight. However, before the fight, let's get ourselves prepared. There are two things I want to buy, and they both come from this guy. First off is shurikens. I have plenty enough as it is, but it doesn't hurt to have more. Didn't want that many. Another thing is arrows, which again I have plenty of. And if I combine my arrows with torches, we get flaming arrows. Gonna put them on top so that the flaming arrows are the one thing I do. Get myself out my bow. And I'll be back at night, because I'm going to be fighting the Eye of Cthulhu with nothing more than shurikens, a bow, and next to nothing. So, it'll be about 10 in-game hours for me, 10 minutes for me, 10 hours in the game, 10 minutes for me, and about a second for you.